don't like that wallpaper. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like that. For this kind of money, would you take a discount? When people come in and start out wanting the discount, I think you have to hold firm unless you've got a major flaw. If it's cosmetic, then I think you draw the line. You say we've priced it based on its current condition. Everybody wants new carpet.
Price it right. So
everybody wants new carpet. That's just everybody wants it. Carpet's very expensive, and if you look at the life cycle of replacing carpet and what the increase is per month, people are usually not willing to pay the extra $50 to $75 per month that it would take when you've got reasonable carpet to go to new carpet. And I think, and usually when you put it in those terms that they understand, they usually are more than satisfied without that. That's my take.
And you know what? You're always better off, and we've been in circumstances like that where we have to negotiate with the person because we didn't have the money to go in, or we weren't willing to give up the money at that for whatever reason to go in and put the $1,000 into the property to fix it up and get it cleaned up, put carpet in to make it presentable so we can get the market rent. And we're in kind of the situation on 10th on the property on 10th Avenue, the rear. We didn't have the $2,000. We had things that were prioritized over that. So we're holding it up in order to get it fixed up and holding up. So in the end, we might have been better off if not equal. Just go ahead and spend the money to begin with and have it already ready, have it prettied up, have it dolled up. But it's that not having the resources to do it, to make it happen.
We did a creative rental. We did a creative rental agreement with a couple on 10th Avenue that actually worked.
It did work.
Okay
It did.
Why don't you tell how that story?
What happened? Which they came with money. She came with the $1,000. She came with money. She had something in the game. We had a problem where the property, people didn't like it. They had really ugly wallpaper, and it was really ugly, and we had people complained about it, and we had a hard time renting it. She was willing to take it. She had skin in the game. She gave me $1,000. We had to give half of it to the property manager, but that's beside the point. She still gave me $1,000, but she wanted to change the wallpaper. Redecorate it. I said that's fine, but it's at your expense. It's at your expense. We're not paying to have it done. It's on you. We're not paying to have it done, and we're not going to do anything. We're not even going to consider it. Period. Mm-hmm. So that was the end of it. What she did was she did not paint. She did not tear down. Tearing down the wallpaper was a bigger job than she had anticipated because it had other issues going on. So what she did was she put paneling up, and she asked before she did that. She asked before she did it, and I said fine. But again, we're not paying to do that. She got into some problems. She had to move out. So she came to me and said, Can you pay to have, since I put the panel, she put new paneling up, she put new light fixtures up, she did a lot, she put electronic door lock on, she did a lot of work. She did some plumbing work in the bathroom. She probably did a couple $1,000 worth of work in there. She came to me, she had to move out for whatever reason. She came to me and said, basically she wanted her deposit back and the $500 or whatever. So she wanted her deposit back in some of the money that she had spent on it. It was something. So we negotiated. She was very difficult to talk to. So I talked to her for a good 2 or 3 hours, just going back and forth. So we came to the conclusion, because I wanted to be fair, and I didn't want to be, taken advantage of either. We came to the conclusion that she would get part of that back, and she would just eat the rest of it, and then she did get part of her money back instead of technically we didn't have to give her anything back because we agreed not to do that. She broke her lease. She signed, she didn't. She's supposed to stay there at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
She did that, so she was not entitled to get anything back. But we had a new paneling, we had new light fixtures, we had a new electronic door lock and all that kind of thing. So we came to the conclusion that she should get something back. So we all agreed that she would get that back. So that's what we did. So that worked out. But she had something in the game. She came to us with $1,000. Had she come to us with nothing and wanted to do that and get money back, it might be a little different.
Yeah. I think we get that offer a lot. People will come and say, "I can paint. I can."
Tremendous amount. I can.
Yeah.
My boyfriend can do repairs. We got, and they start making a list of all the reasons they're interested in the property. They like it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the cash.
They don't have the money.
It's a almost automatic indication you're gonna have problems going forward, and I don't like it. It's not my preference.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to have a situation where I've not regretted it.
I can see where that could be. Then they think it's open for negotiations ongoing. The next month they'll say, "Well, the windows, they need caulk around the windows. I went ahead and bought the stuff. It's this much, and it's going to take me 2 weeks to caulk the windows, and I'm going to, or whatever." Then and then they'll come back next time, and it's, "Well, how about the I don't know. How about the gutters? The gutters need cleaned out. How about this? How about that?" And then you got a live-in handyman that, if you do the math, he's charging you $100 an hour.
Yeah.
For
you lose control of the
there.
situation.
Yeah.
You lose control of the situation.
And they're resentful when you
call
them up
that's
on
the
it.
key, is that this is it's like going to the gas station and saying, "Well, I'll sweep up around if you give me a gallon of gas." It doesn't work that way.
No.
And it's if you have preset boundaries that this is exactly how it's going to be, I will provide this. In exchange, you will pay this on this date, and that's just how it is. And if it's very businesslike, very matter of fact, and you don't sit and negotiate and compromise, and I'm not saying be unreasonable, because if you've got something that there's a distinct flaw that you need to take care of, you need to take care of it. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I think that in general I am totally against it. I would consider, especially if we have a property manager on some of the, we do it internally on some, and we have an external property manager on some properties. If the property manager came to us and said, I think you need to do this. I think when you hire somebody, I think when you put your trust in them, you need to do that. And if she came to us and said, "Listen, I got this situation. I think these people would be excellent, and I think you need to let them in without a security deposit," I would agree to it.
Because situations are different.
If I've vetted the person, if I'm not willing to take that time, then I think you have to have some deference to their professional judgment.
Because we have our property manager. So
right.
That's right.
Right. We have to have some trust that she knows what she's doing. She's the one talking to
Because I believe in
him.
that. I believe in letting people that you've really checked out and that have the ability and have shown it. I believe in letting them do what you're paying them to do and not micromanaging it.
See what happens.
And as long as you
let them do their job.
And then what you have to do is you have to follow that up with a clear understanding that if she were to come and do that, I can assure you we would not be making allowances, or I wouldn't want to make allowances for late rent the first month out.
It's not picking up.
I think it's still, is it on?
It's streaming or something.